He's so handsome now.
Look at Navi.
The groomers were so annoying because
That'd be so cute. What the heck?
I took him in at 10 a.m. and he was ready at 11 a.m. And before I left, I gave them my phone number to call, but they kept calling Miyoung, who was at EDC.
Oh.
So I'm sitting in my car waiting for him, and so I call them, and I say, hey guys, I dropped Navi off at 10. He's usually done at 11. Is he ready? And they're like, oh no, he's not ready yet, but we'll give you a call at this number when he's ready. I was like, okay, thanks. That sounds great. So then I wait another hour. It's now 12. I'm like, huh, that's kind of weird. Navi never takes this long. He's a little puppy. He's a little baby. So I call them again. I say, hey, just checking in. Is Navi good? Like, is he ready for pickup? The girl tells me again, she's like, no, he's not ready yet. We'll give you a call when he's ready. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, they seem annoyed with me. I'm not going to call them anymore. 5 hours pass.
Yeah.
5 whole hours pass. Mind you, I did not drive home because the groomer is like a little far from me. And so I was like, oh, by the time I get home, they're just going to call me. So I'm just going to stay here. 5 hours passed. And then I just walk in and I'm like, is Navi okay? Like, I was just, at that point, I was concerned. I was like, is he alive? Like, is Man's alive? Like, where is this?
alive.
Like, where is he? And I walk in and the girl is like upset with me. She's like, he was ready at 11. Why weren't you here? We called you. And I was like, did you call this number? She's like, no, we were calling this number. I was like, bruh, like, I told you 10 million times to call my number, and they had it, and they didn't call me, so they were calling Miyoung, who again was at EDC. So then they tried to charge me for a daycare rate because he was there for more than 5 hours. He was there for 5.5 hours. And so I'm like, no, you're not charging me for a daycare rate because I called you guys and you said he wasn't ready. And then I come in 5 hours later and you're telling me he was ready at 11. Like, that's just a miscommunication on your end. Like, I wasn't being that rude, but I was like, can you guys not charge me for the daycare rate? And
like how in your head you're like, no, you're not.
I'm like, you're an idiot.
And in person you're like, oh no, I'm sorry.
So this girl is like being kind of mean, like aggressive with me. She's like, well, if you want your number to be called, then you need to make an account with us. And I was like, well, I have an account with you, but for my own dog. And the reason we have different accounts is Miyoung's account is connected to her credit card. My account is connected to my credit card. And so I was like, when I bring her dog in, I do it under her account, which my number is also under, is like a CC number, because it goes on her credit card. And they were like, no, you can't do that. That's not allowed. I was like, I've done this multiple times at all of your different locations. Like, yes, it is allowed. I know it's allowed. She's like, well, you don't work here, so you wouldn't know. And I was like,
whoa, mic drop.
I was like,
You said.
I grabbed Navi like this, and I was like, don't speak to it. I didn't say that, but like,
Okay, so what?
I'm just like, listen, like, I was like, you guys didn't call me. I called you.
Oh my God.
You told me he wasn't ready. I feel like you don't even know which dog I'm talking about. Like, I'm not paying a daycare rate. I was here the entire
I don't
time.
even know which dog.
And so then we're like kind of bickering back and
You
forth.
beefed with the vet.
Yeah, I beefed with her. I wasn't beefing with the actual groomer herself. I was beefing with the girl who was like the front desk at this place. And she's like, we're like in bad mood with each other. The groomer comes out and is like, here's Navi. And I'm like, oh, thank you. She's so sweet. Groomer was so sweet. I love her. But then the girl at the front desk, we're like silent with each other when I go to pay. Like dead silent. She's like, he looks cute. And I just looked at her like, yeah. And she's like, so, would you like to tip the groomer? And so I asked, I'm like, does the groomer get the full amount or does it go to all of you guys? And she was like, it goes to all of you guys. I was like, I'm okay. But then I got the groomer's Venmo and I Venmoed her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I was like, what is your literal problem? What is your problem? What is your
It's a
problem?
bit misleading too. You want to tip the groomer, but then it's like
Yeah,
they
but then
don't
it
tell
goes
you
to
the stuff.
everyone. So I was like, absolutely not. I would not want to tip the groomer. I'll tip the groomer myself on my own time with my own Venmo.